Um, Question number one: Know the movement advocating immigration to the plus the act of immigrating to Palestine. Its founder and one. One was 1897. The movement was Zionism, and the act was Aliyah. The founder is Theodore Herzl. And the mass immigration of Jews began in 1880s, satisfying the need to move to the Promised Land as directed by God in the Book of Genesis. Two, know the manner by which Jews began to govern the landscape plus one. The system is a kibbutz system, 1906. Farming communities designed for agriculture and economic reasons. Another system was a Hashemer, 1909, the first Jewish self-defense militia. Know the steps taken towards creation of the mandate. Benefits to Great Britain plus one. The Balfour Declaration, 1917. The original mandate was Jews were given modern-day Israel, Jordan, the West Bank in 1920. Benefits to Great Britain was the Suez Canal, Haifa oil pipeline. In the same year as the original mandate, a paramilitary organization is founded. The organization is the Haganah, 1920. No early violence following the creation of the original mandate, as well as commission studying its cause, plus their conclusions. The violence was the Jaffa attack. 200 Jews and 120 Palestinians were killed. The commission plus conclusion was the Haycraft Commission, 1921, concluded that the Arabs were striking back because they were being discriminated against in terms of employment and feel they are losing their livelihoods. Know the formal process by which the Palestinian mandate was created. The formal process was the Churchill White Paper in 1922. Article 2 gave religious and civil rights to all, but not political right. Article 15 was no discrimination of any kind shall be made on the ground of race, religion, or language. Article 25 creates the mandate of Transjordan, taking 77% of the original mandate. Know the conditions of the Palestinian constitution, plus resulting Arab means for change. Conditions were 10 out of 23 seats were given to Arabs, even though they were 89% of the population. The Arabs refused to accept this, and the result was violence. Know the role holy sites play in the later conflict plus one. The holy site was the Wailing Wall, 1929, and the result was the Hebron massacre, 1929, at Temple Mount. Know the events of the Great Arab Revolt plus who plus one. One was 1936. Leader was the Amin al-Husseini. The Arabs started to target the British with the British District Commissioner of Galilee assassinated, plus the British banned the Arab Commission and exiled al-Hussein. What commission is formed during the revolt plus one? Recommendations. The commission was Peel Royal Commission 1937. Recommendations were dividing the area into Arab and Jewish region. Know the final year of the revolt, plus British attempt to stabilize the mandate. The end was 1939. The attempt was British White Paper restricting Jewish settlements, plus forcing Arabs to accept 25,000 Jewish refugees, plus limit Jewish immigration to 15,000 over the next 5 years. Know the event of the SS Trümmer. When was 1941? What happened was Romanian Jewish refugees were accepted into Palestine, and the result is it sunk in the Black Sea with only one survivor. Know the details of the Biltmore program. When 1942, the detail American Jews agreed to assist the Jews in Palestine during World War II. Know the international organization replacing illegal nations. Plus what article recognized the Palestinian mandate, plus community dedicated to Palestinian problem. Organization was a United Nations article, was Article 80, implicitly recognized the mandate for Palestine of the League of Nations. The committee was the United Nations Special Committee on Palestine, UNSCOP. Know the post-World War II violence targeting Great Britain plus the Jewish paramilitary organization involved, plus one. When 1946, the Jews carried out the bombing of the British Officers' Club with a dozen killed. 2,700 Jewish Zionists were arrested, and in July, King David Hotel was bombed with 91 killed. The newly created Ergun kidnaps two British sergeants and tried a random release of Ergun on death row, but the Brits execute anyways, and the Erguns hang the British sergeants. Booby traps the bodies and displays them in public protest. Know the details of the SS exodus. The port was Haifa, not allowed into Palestine. The committee unscathed watched as the event unfolds, concluding that Britain did a terrible job, plus United Nations would take over the job. Now, when the UN vows to take over the mandate, plus resolution aimed to stabilize Palestine. When was May 15th, 1948? Resolution was 1947 partition plan, fearful of United Nations control of Oregon. Haganah vowed to force the Arabs out of Palestine. 5 states invaded: Egypt, Syria, Jordan, Iraq, and Lebanon. Know the day Israel is declared an independent state by whom, plus superpowers immediately recognized the new state, plus the Arab response. The one was May 14th, 1948. Whom? David Ben-Gurion. Superpower was United States plus USSR. Know the success of Israeli Defense Force. Jordan attempts by the UN to create peace plus Israeli response. IDF was Israel added 50% more territory at the end. I don't know. When May 15, 1948, resolutions 1947 partition plan, fearful of UN control, Ergun and Haganah vowed to force the Arabs out of Palestine. You know. Scrap that. Israel added 50% more territory at the end of Jordan, captured West Bank. UN mediator steps in to resolve the peace, but an underground Israeli group assassinates the UN mediator, Count Bernadotte.